Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today I read another one of these hopeful statements. It's the hope from some folks that say we want energy independence with increased development of all of our natural resources, including renewable energy sources such as wind and solar. What I trust my colleagues here are beginning to notice is that hope is not a strategy. And when you hear somebody or a group of us or outside groups saying that we hope we can get to renewable energy resources, what we really need to say to them is, so how do you get there? What is the strategy? What is a strategy beyond just hope? Well, for me, the path is laid out in sound economic principles. If you have a price signal that causes entrepreneurs and investors to see how they might get married along some point of a projection of cost, such that they could see where it is that they could take out the incumbent technology, then you have a strategy. Up until then, you just have some hope. So, Madam Speaker, the thing that I hope we see is that if we take the incumbent technology in the case of transportation, which is gasoline, and start attaching its externalities to it, basically internalizing the externals and saying, okay, gasoline, bear the full weight of your cost. In other words, bear the weight of the national security risks that we're running by being dependent on a region of the world that doesn't like us very much, bear the environmental consequences, and then let's compare to some other possibilities. Today I had the opportunity to meet with some folks that are looking at electric vehicles. Those are fairly attractive in today's market, but not as attractive as they were at $4 a gallon. Today gas is somewhere around $2. But I'm here to predict for my colleagues that we will be dealing with $4 a gallon gasoline before too much longer. Within the next couple of years, as the economy takes off, I think we can expect to be back at $4 a gallon. At that point, of course, this electric car company will be far more competitive. So we could just wait and be jerked around essentially by OPEC and the problems of a constrained supply and an increase in demand, which means that the price may gyrate very rapidly, or we can plan our way toward energy security with a solid plan that's an actual strategy rather than just a hope. And that hope that I hope we can, that strategy that I hope we will pursue is to basically say we get something better than cap and trade. Cap and trade by itself is an enormous tax increase in the midst of a recession. It's also trusting Wall Street to do maybe derivatives in carbon credits when they didn't do so well with derivatives in home mortgages. So rather than doing that, what if we reduce taxes somewhere else, say in payroll, and then increase taxes, or for the first time placed a tax on carbon dioxide? The result would be no net increase to government, no increase in taxation, but rather a swap of taxation, moving from one source of taxes, payroll, to another, carbon dioxide. If we do that and lay it out on a curve where entrepreneurs, investors can see the price signals that are being sent, then we can have a real strategy, one that's not based on hope, but one that's based on sound economics. Madam Speaker, I hope that's what we get to in this debate, and I yield back the balance of my time.